So today we're making traditional Purepecha tamales called Uchepos. As you can tell, I'm already filling up my tamale pot with water. These are often only made in the summer due to corn having to be in season to be able to make these. And there's actually recipes of this that vary throughout the whole region of Mexico and Central America, but we're just going to stick with the recipe that I know. So let's get started. Now I'm going to put a plastic bag over this in order to keep the moisture in the pan and also stop the tamales from getting too wet. And we're going to go ahead and clean this corn by taking all these outside leaves out and of course getting rid of that end. And as you can tell, I'm having fun with that. And we will keep all these little leaves at the bottom in order to make that leafy layer to cover our plastic bag. Because why not? And of course, you want to try to keep these husks as whole as possible when you're peeling them, so you can actually have some room to put in your dough for these. And also try to take the corn silk off because it's not really that edible. You can use it for natural remedies though, but I'm not a doctor, so don't do that. And I'm gonna take that stem off of those two, and there you go. And you will rinse and repeat that process for how many corn cobs you bought. I personally bought 4, so I'm gonna have to do this 3 more times. Or will I? Nope, I already did that ahead of time. Big brain. And I'm moving the camera now. And we're going to melt some butter, which I already had somewhat of a used butter stick in the fridge. You can actually skip butter, but I would recommend it just to keep some moisture. Since this recipe was probably originally vegan, but, you know, I'm not vegan, so. And we're going to put all these little leaves at the bottom to make another layer to keep the moisture in. And, of course, we're going to have to take all the kernels off of this corn. And as you can tell, I'm already making a mess. And this is fun. We got to make sure that we take all of them off in as much as possible. And of course, I got the bicolored corn. You can use yellow corn. I wouldn't really recommend white corn. It might look kind of colorless towards the end. But if that's all you got, I mean, use what you got. And I slightly did this one off screen because it was being a little challenging. But I will do the next one on screen. My bad. I cannot talk today. Also, I apologize for my voice. I am getting over, I'm going to assume, some really bad bronchitis or something. It's been fun. And I'm going to take the corn silk off of that, and I'm going to take the kernels off. I did see a cute little tool on TikTok that's supposed to do this, but I can't find one in the store, and I'm too lazy to order online, so this is just gonna have to do for now. You're gonna rinse and repeat this process again, which I'm gonna have to do this 2 more times now. And again, try to make sure that you get everything and don't cut your fingies. So now that we have all of that done, we are going to blend this to oblivion on high on your blender. And once that is done, you're going to dump that into a mixing bowl, and we actually have all the ingredients that we need to the side. And as you can tell, it looks a little questionable, but don't worry, it'll look better in a minute. So the camera was turned off when I dumped these in there, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I did. We have tamale masa. We put in some raw sugar, because I'm using the white sugar for something else, baking powder, and salt. And of course, we're going to go ahead and throw in our butter. And I'm going to need this off screen because I cannot find my tripod. RIP. And the consistency is getting there, but you want it to be a little drier than this. And let's test this out. Yep, exactly this. If it's too dry, your tamales are going to turn out dry. And now it's time to assemble these bad boys. You're going to take a spoonful and put it inside of your husk and then close it like you just saw me do. And now we're going to put a plastic bag on top of the leaves again, so we have somewhere to put our tamales, and you're going to put all your tamales in there. Of course, I did all that off screen. And we're going to put another plastic bag on top to make sure that moisture stays in there. And we are going to put the lid on, and we're gonna leave these on like low medium for 3 to 4 hours, depending on your stove and on how fast they cook. Now we're gonna go out and test one of these. It was around 8 o'clock when I did this. I cooked them at 4, and we're gonna take these leaves off. Obviously you don't eat those, and we're gonna sample this bad boy. And let's see how it tastes. It's also hot as frick. Why did I grab it with a bare hand? I do not know. I was hungry. That's my only answer. So let's test out this bad boy. Yeah, it was pretty good.